Welcome to July's rundown of the best indie games releasing this month. Before we start, I just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who supports this channel. I'm quite close to 600 subscribers, so if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button, as it really helps the channel. With that shameless plug out of the way, let's get into the games. First up, we have Angerfoot, a wild and wacky looking first-person shooter where your main weapon is your feet. As you make your way through the game, you will unlock access to new weapons and new sneakers that will help you in your fight through the city. The focus of this title is very much on speed, with a thumping soundtrack and non-stop action driving the player forward. We are kind of awash with first-person shooters right now, but the hook of this title might be enough to help it stand out, and it does look a bit mad. Angerfoot kicks its way onto PC July 11th. Governor of the West is a turn-based game of resource management, exploration and outlaw placement. You choose a starting character and then set out to explore the West, recruiting a gang and building up your town with the ultimate goal of becoming the governor. There are some interesting mechanics at play in this game, with your character aging as you go, meaning you need to make sure you're using your time wisely, balancing your use of resources well in order to succeed. With a variety of different characters to choose from, each with their own unique strengths and weaknesses, and a procedurally generated map to play on, no two games will be the same. It's an interesting sounding title with a setting that appeals. Governor of the West rambles onto PC July 12th. Our next game is from the makers of Moonlighter, one of my favourite roguelikes. Cataclismo bills itself as a real-time strategy game of castle building with a mix of tower defence thrown in. You must construct your castle brick by brick and defend it against hordes of enemies, making sure to deploy the right mix of troops in the right location to prevent your fortress from falling. The big pull with this game is the Lego-style construction system that you use to build your castle, giving you a great deal of control. The system also means that as enemies attack, bits of your castle will start to fall down as they are damaged. With over 100 pieces to build with, you will be able to come up with the castle of your dreams. But don't forget about optimising your citadel in order to build up your defences. Otherwise, as night falls, your castle could end up in ruins. You can begin castle construction in Cataclismo when it releases on PC, July 16th.
They broke us once, but I see no broken souls today. I see a people carved from stone. And with this stone, we will rebuild.
Next, we have Flock, a cooperative multiplayer game about flying through beautiful landscapes and collecting flying creatures. You play as a flying shepherd, tending to your own herd of adorable flying creatures, exploring the world, looking for unique and weird creatures to add to your flock. With an emphasis on exploration and relaxation, Flock is more concerned about the journey than the destination, and with a beautiful looking world and many wonderful creatures to find, it promises to be a journey that I want to partake in. Flock arrives on PC and PlayStation 4 and 5, July 16th.
It's going to need some help. It calls some friends over. This emperor attempts to evade capture, but the pack of bird riders prove equal to the challenge as the emperor gives up the chase. Bird riders often work together like this, spotting potential creatures for one another and gathering up great flocks. This bird knows the secret song to charm Emperor Cosmos and is able to coax it into its flock. The bird riders are also shepherds tending to flocks of hover sheep, which must be guided across the sprawling uplands to meadows where they will graze. And these gentle creatures provide their riders with a precious gift, wool. which can be spun into warm garments, protecting them from the chilly winds which scour these lofty peaks. In this realm of rugged beauty, each day brings new creatures and scientific discoveries, whether the bird riders are flying solo or with friends. Who knows what you'll find out there?
Next up, we have Magical Delicacy, a wholesome pixel art platformer where you play as young witch Flora. Arriving in Grat, you must explore and meet residents, cooking meals and crafting potions to fulfill orders for the townsfolk. Cooking forms the main thrust of the game. With dozens of ingredients to use, you have to think about the various attributes of the ingredients you are using to meet customers' requests. You can follow recipes or come up with your own creations. And as you progress, you will unlock new kitchen tools that will help you make new meals and maximise efficiency when cooking. Any extra creations could be put on sale, and you can even grow your own ingredients. I really like how this game mixes cooking and lifestyle with Metroidvania elements. It's not something I've seen before, and it sounds like a lot of fun. Magical Delicacy releases on Nintendo Switch, PC and Xbox, July 16th. Our next game is Nobody Wants to Die and is my pick of the month. I will say that this one is a bit of a risky selection for my pick of the month. There isn't a whole lot known about this game. The first trailer created a fair amount of buzz with eye-catching world design and an intriguing premise from a first-time developer. Nobody Wants to Die is an interactive noir story where you play as Detective James Kara, who is risking it all in the pursuit for a serial killer targeting the city's elites in a world where immortality can be bought. Set in New York in 2039, technology has reached a point where someone's consciousness can be stored in memory banks or transferred to another person's body. One of the things that caught my attention from the trailer is the investigation mechanic. The main character can use time manipulation to reconstruct events leading up to the murders, allowing the player to puzzle out the clues behind each one. I'm a big fan of detective-based games, and it is the mix of that coupled with the incredible looking visuals and setting that really piqued my interest for this game. Hopefully it lives up to its promise. Nobody Wants to Die sleuths its way to PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox, July 17th.
He's hanging from a fucking tree.
So I took this job. I'd take any job at that point.
Omega code 112358. Suspected murder.
Dungeons of Hinterberg is a dungeon crawler with a difference. In this world, dungeoneering is a pastime where you can travel to idyllic alpine villages and partake in monster killing. As well as fighting monsters, you can take time out relaxing and getting to know the inhabitants of Hinterberg. As you grow your relationship with the townsfolk, you will receive certain buffs in a kind of Persona style system. The dungeons themselves are not just about fighting monsters, you also need to solve various puzzles, with each new area imparting you with a new ability and dungeons constructed around using that ability to solve them, a la classic Zelda games. So you could say Dungeons of Hinterberg is Zelda mixed with Persona. Both the premise and unique art style come together to create an enticing looking game. Dungeons of Hinterberg comes to PC, Xbox and Game Pass, July 18th. Next up is 3D platformer SCHiM. Much like our previous title, this game also sports a unique art style, and one that is integral to the game itself. A SCHiM is the soul and spirit of an object, thing or living being, and everything in this world has one. A SCHiM should never be separated from their thing, but in this game, your SCHiM has lost the human it was attached to. It is your job to get back to this human. The catch? You can only travel by jumping from shadow to shadow. Each level you play through will have its own stories and scenes to explore as you help the SCHiM make its way back to its human. This game then has a premise and art style that sits side by side to create something that stands out as being a bit different. SCHiM arrives on PC and PlayStation 4 and 5, July 18th. We have had quite a few relaxing games featured in this month's list, and our penultimate title is another of those. Été is French for summer and is a game about painting. You play as a budding painter who has travelled to Montreal for the summer. As you explore the world, you add colour to scenes, and doing so allows you to progress further. You can befriend residents of Montreal and take on commissions, or prepare an original expo in your own studio. As you explore, the items you discover are added to your album and can then be used to create original pieces of art. You can even mix up your own paint to add the colours you want to your creations. It all sounds very relaxing and a perfect summertime game. Été splashes onto PC July 23rd. Finally for July, we have Arranger, a role-puzzling adventure. This game follows the adventures of Gemma, a small-town misfit on a journey of discovery. You see, Gemma isn't like other people. When she moves, the whole world around her also moves. This is because the world is interconnected via rows and columns, and anything on the same row or column as Gemma moves when she does. It is this mechanic that forms the basis of the gameplay as you explore and solve puzzles, shifting the world as you go. Featuring eye-catching art from the artist behind Braid, this title has a lot going for it. Arranger, a role-puzzling adventure, slides onto PC, PlayStation 5 and Netflix, July 25th. That wraps up July. I hope there were some titles in the list that interested you. Let me know in the comments below what your favourites were, or any you think I might have missed. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, maybe consider checking out some of my other videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.